Hey, what is up guys, it's Electronic Leader here, and today I'm going to be making a tutorial video on how to use Chewbacca. For those people who want to learn how to use Chewbacca and get really good with Chewbacca, there's a few ways you can use Chewbacca to do really good for the most part. Now mainly it can just be up to your accuracy with the bowcaster, and this is really what you mainly should work on. But we're going to go over the other few things that you might need to get better with Chewbacca, to actually go into those hero hunts or these walker assaults and just completely melt people, because mainly the best thing you can do with Chewbacca, believe it or not, is being more like a campy player. I mean, he's not played like a lot of people would say he is. You can't just rush in with Chewbacca, so basically when you're using Chewbacca you want to be a more defensive player because Chewbacca is very slow. I mean, you don't want to be like the main attention unless all the enemies surround you. Then you can just like ground slam them basically, which is for another part of the video. But anyways, let's start off with his abilities. His first ability gives him extra bolts in his weapon, which will basically increase his fire radius of his weapon. Basically, it'll kill more enemies, either that. I don't think it does any more damage every time I've tested it, but basically this will make him so he just does a lot of damage, and I recommend using this ability a lot. And I mean, it just increased the radius of his weapon in general, but basically, that'll make it so his bowcaster can kill more enemies at the same time. Next ability he's got is like a screaming roar, basically. I mean, I'm not sure if that's the name of it. I can't remember quite clearly, but basically, when you activate this ability, this is good for modes like Walker Assault, because basically, when Chewbacca roars, it'll give your teammate extra health, and that's just good to help out the team if you want to help them out. If you're not a team player, then you're probably not going to use this ability. Just going to let you know that. Now, we're going to go over his trait. His trait basically makes it so his weapon increases bolt every time he gets a kill, or every time he gets a couple kills, and then it'll increase up to trait 3 and have a bunch of bolt. Combine that with multi-bolt, and that would be really ridiculous, but anyways, like I said, the best way to play Chewbacca is sit in narrow doorways, and basically, I mean, if you're looking at this gameplay right now, mainly what I was doing is just sitting in a doorway this whole time because Chewbacca is so slow. But basically, the next thing we want to move on to for Chewbacca is his ground slam. Basically, his ground slam, when he slams the ground, he basically just kills a bunch of enemies. This works really good in combo with the multi-bolts. So when you're in front of a bunch of enemies, I recommend using the ground slam ability. The ground slam ability combined with the bolts for like a bunch of enemies when you don't have the ground slam works really well. So this is like the best setup to use when you're sitting in little narrow doorways and stuff of that sort, because it'll kill off a lot more enemies. But basically, this is a main thing to do with Chewbacca. Okay, we're gonna go over recap. I recommend sitting back, using ground slam and multi-bolts indoors, and that's mainly what to do. And then use his little scream ability if you're a team player, like I said before, because that will really help out your team. There's not much else to say for Chewbacca. He is pretty slow, like I said, so don't rush outside with Chewbacca. That's also something to say if you want to be a really good player with him. But there's not much other things I can say about Chewbacca, because Chewbacca is just very... I mean, if you've seen in this gameplay, as I went outside, I died because basically that makes it so you're out in the open and he's so slow, he just dies really quickly. But if you guys enjoyed the video, please drop a like or comment or subscribe if you're new. And definitely might be making some new tip videos, probably in order now. Next one's probably going to be Luke Skywalker, so watch out for that. And if you guys enjoyed the video, like I said, please remember to comment, like, or even subscribe if you want. An Electronic Leader.